Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. This episode, we're going to be checking out a piece by the established multidisciplinary artist known as Drbolick. This episode, we're going to be talking about the ethereal nature of light, we're going to talk about divine harmony, we're also going to talk about the profound power of AI generative art. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, you're met with kind of a lone monument, almost like a lone portal here, and you're really struck with this kind of ascendant awe when you first see this work. You're likely going to be standing here frozen, just kind of looking at it for a few seconds. And so we see, of course, our form stands in the center region of the spatial composition. You're not going to miss it. Feels like everything really revolves around that form as well. It is kind of contrasted against the backing. Of course, you see that pops out that dark on light contrast, but then we see a light on dark contrast nested. So that gives a bit of dynamism and a bit of variance within the work at hand. And so in the realm of color, the only two main colors we have are kind of this gold and this gray, right? And they do juxtapose and contrast each other quite nicely. So we look at this, right, all around here, it feels very dark, it feels very hazy. And then you get up to the gold and it feels, benevolent, it feels graceful in that final impression. And so, it really impacts mood like no other, and it really strikes against that heart of darkness. And so, there's no doubt that light really drives the main visual experience of the work at hand, right? Your eye is always going to be drawn towards this area without doubt. Really feels ethereal in that introduction, right? We have this bit of texture as well. We'll go a bit deeper that here in a second, but all in all, this feels sacred and ethereal, and it's absolutely amazing when you look at this work, right? And so, in the realm of texture, we have this incredibly ornate, it's decorated all throughout these steps, all the way up. Even within this kind of ascendant gold light here, we do have a bit of texture as well. It does introduce a bit of visual energy. So we do have, of course, visual energy already through this golden light, but we also have that visual energy through a sense of texture as well. So, all in all are contributing to the divine nature of this work. If it's going to be so ornate, it feels incredibly divine. It feels sacred in that final impression. And so, we also see, of course, in the context of form, it feels quite balanced here. And that is going to be because it is not top heavy, right? It is a triangular order, so that's going to feel quite balanced and even give us a sense of divine harmony, if you will. So all very important when we're looking at this work. And so you'll also notice this fog that kind of permeates almost every pixel of this powerful piece. So mainly in the background, we kind of see that it reaches a little bit forward. It does mysticism of the work at hand. Of course, it's mysterious, it's sacred, and we don't know exactly what is out there, right? And so I was going through this scene a lot in my head, just kind of asking myself, what is happening here? What could be the storyline of the work at hand? So many different questions you could really ask about this work. And so what I kind of got here is perhaps, of course, we see this sense of darkness throughout the work at hand. Perhaps we are the lone hero who has finally reached the highest destination, right? This could be a kind of metaphor for so many different things. For example, we see this haze and this mist, this fog that permeates kind of every pixel of this piece, right? So all in all, this is a sense of darkness, and with darkness, of course, is a challenge. So, at times you're going to go through some dark times in life. You're going to be challenged. You're going to be walking through the endless desert looking for that oasis, right? That's kind of what I see here, kind of walking through that endless kind of challenge, that darkness, but you finally stumble upon your highest ideal. You finally stumble upon your goal that you've always been looking for. And so we certainly see that here, perhaps the lone hero has reached their highest ideal. And we see this, of course, it's elevated from the ground. So it isn't on the ground, it is elevated. So you have that sense of kind of looking up to a higher ideal as well. I think that's all really important when we're looking at this work. So that interplay of dark and light, really important when we're looking at this piece here. That interplay of dark and light, really archaic themes and that duality are always kind of following each other, right? So there's no doubt we're looking at a divine destination of the highest order. And when I see this, I feel invited to transcension. Of course, transcension is not some esoteric word, more so to kind of elevate and to move beyond your current state of being. So whether it's self-transformation, there's so many different things you kind of look in that context. So I hope y'all enjoyed today. Really nice work, of course, a very divine destination. I knew I had to write about this work. Took a little bit of time for me to hunt it down and, get the original artist, but I'm really glad I did. So this is an AI generative. I mentioned that, and it was actually created in the program known as Midjourney. And Midjourney, I believe, provides the perfect mix of power and accessibility. So if you're someone who really wants to jump in the AI generative world, or you're already in it and you want to go a bit deeper, really check out Midjourney. I promise it's worth your time. So I hope y'all enjoyed today. If y'all did, go check out the original artist, Drbolick, always doing some really good stuff out in the AI generative realm, as well as the world of kind of 3D art in the context of glitch art as well. So if y'all like any of those kind of styles, mediums, or genres, go check out Drbolick doing some really good stuff. Hope y'all enjoyed today. I'll see y'all on the next episode. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.